We live in a world where data is abundant. We are rich with information and powerful computers that allow us to use it. When we collect lots of information, we can predict things really well. We've all experienced the power of this information when you received an advertisement on Facebook for something that you only just thought about at breakfast. While Facebook uses this information to predict your subconscious thoughts and subliminally alter your behavior, geneticists use it for the greater good. We have billions and billions of data points in our analyses that allow us to predict many outcomes, from disease risk in humans, the amount of grain we get from a plant, or the quality of wool that a sheep produces. In agriculture, our task is to better use this information to improve how we select animals and plants for breeding. By selecting better animals and plants, we can increase the efficiency and amount of food that we produce. In my research, I try to use this information to predict how robust an individual animal or plant is to environmental variation. This is important because animals and plants have to cope with a large amount of environmental variation. And this is set to get worse as climate change is predicted to increase the frequency and severity of climatic events, such as drought. By selecting animals and plants that maintain their performance in the face of environmental variation, we can minimize the impact of climate change and increase the productivity of farms. To make these predictions, I use the DNA of individuals, combined with their performance records and environmental data. This allows me to examine how the DNA of an individual impacts its robustness to environmental variation. All of this information can be distilled into this figure called a reaction norm. It shows how the performance of an individual changes across different environments. I can ask you, which individual is more robust? The answer is the green individual, since it maintains its performance reliably across environments. This would be a good candidate to use if we expect environments to change a lot from year to year, as in climate change. So what have I done? I was able to use 13,378,600,000 individual DNA markers across 22,000 sheep raised in 200 different environments to find significant genetic control over robustness. This means we could improve the robustness of sheep through selective breeding. In summary, geneticists can use vast amounts of data to predict things for the greater good.